You are watching Liberty Online TV.
This is Liberty Online TV powered by Orange Sierra Leone.
Orange.
For the news we dey around, log into Liberty TV online. Positively we bring the change. They get the masses involved. Staff them everywhere, everywhere. We climb the mountain just to get the news. We go down the slums to get the views. Hi yeah, hey, voices come. Hi yeah, hey. Credibility, now we ability news, give you the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, girl picking, there's a get the power. He count on me, he count on me anyhow. Give you the news, give you the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, girl picking, there's a get the power. Follow me, count on me anyhow. Liberty we ride, like a nigga we fly. Liberty TV day before. We climb the mountain just to get the news. We go down the slums to get the views. Hi yeah, voices come. Hi yeah, give the news, give the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, girl picking, there's a get the power. He count on me, he count on me anyhow. Give the news, give the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, girl picking, there's a get the power. We follow me,
there. You dey dress in your different African attire. You go to school, celebrate the Day of the African Child, and watch one of the popular movies them from South Africa, we na Sarafina. But Talek, things they
change. I remember 1 year I go school. So you try and graduate for African food, and then for me boil cassava and pama. So the whole fine give me.
Oh my God!
But it's African food. Make African food. They go make wash it. Now boil cassava and pama, and then put the pepper on the side. As soon as they left fine give me no one to watch. Once again. It's our stories that we enjoy.
All right, a very good morning. Now, so we do welcome now to this edition of the Breakfast Show. Sometimes it's good for reflect on good old memories. And today, me and Alex talk about the African child. Unfortunately, this year, if FIBA June 16, other African countries they celebrate them. So now they can look at the immigration department. As we all know, this is one very important department where they under the Ministry of Internal Affairs. And we see from the time where Moses Tifa take over this particular department, it don't they try for drive digital revolution. Now the department, especially when it comes to the way how people they get complain about challenge for get a Sierra Leone passport. Well, we can talk to Moses Tifa about this morning. Let's tell we since where it take over, waiting at some of the things that way it don't do, and this digital revolution where it introduced na the department, how it are able for enhance efficiency, especially for we Sierra Leoneans them, where they go na the department for take a passport, and we don't really issues them we get for those work permit, and also the way how Sierra Leonean passport concerns on the camp say it na the wrong people there, and what it don't do for securitize with passport for ensure say the right person we supposed to get a salon passport now no more forget them. Well, at the studio this morning, a pleasure for the very first time forget Moses Tifa by with we in the studio where they can talk about what and what it don't do, especially the digital revolution where it introduced na the immigration department. Good morning, Mr. Tifa.
Good morning, Khadija.
Alright, as I don't tell we viewers them this morning, where you take over the department after so many issues where happen there, where President Bio been get for bring you now the department for ensure say you make sure say we passport them, get value again, make sure say we passport them, they are the right people there. And then we go back to the time we take over the department to now. Also you feel say you don't position them.
Well, actually, that one, I still want to use this opportunity since this is my first time for the Liberty for also continue for say thanks and appreciation to His Excellency retired Brigadier Julius Father Bio for giving me this opportunity for head such an enviable institution. And also I want to use this opportunity for thank you to Boku Sierra Leoneans actually. You know, when they appoint me as the immigration boss, I received over 1,000 messages from people across the world on WhatsApp, on Facebook, you know, even though they will tell me, say, I'm in a difficult place, but we believe in you, say you will deliver, they pray for you. Good people, the way they are very controversial in our society, you know, they all send me this message across the divide. So it sounds comforting for me actually, and that don't really be me kind of, those two things has been really my like I can say my motivation. That because the president really he put me on at the time where like you said say no more everybody be know the institution really they suffer from some form of credibility issues. So those two things and the confidence where the president gets in me and the Sierra Leonean public has been my source of motivation. And to date, if I go answer your question really, the institution will suffer from some serious credibility, and public we don't lack trust in our immigration system, either partly because of the frustration they don't want access with services, or partly because of the concerns raised by our international partners on how people then they get to passports, etc., etc. The reason they vary across, but the more the fundamental issues that also meet the immigration, now an institution where everybody, nearly almost every Sierra Leonean, if you put 10 Sierra Leonean and you ask them, 9 out of them all go tell you, say, they don't trust with immigration system.
So you take over a department for you And most Sierra Leonean believes in a be challenging time, especially with the history of how you come there after we President Bio being remove the post will be there and bring you there. And this night department hold on, there is so many issues, especially when it come to we customs and border areas, we come to with passports, a lot of issues them they happen. Internally structuring, how you able for handle that issues they so that you get the right people them at the right place.
So, okay. So, first of all, actually, when I took over the organization, given all of those concerns raised by the public, some were very glaring, they were on social media. And when I did the organization, myself, I'm first hand. So, the first thing we need really now for get the organization working, meet an institution where the environment be very toxic. The staffs, there were so many acrimony among and between staffs then. So some were felt they were aggrieved that because they believed they were marginalized or maltreated, etc., for different reasons. And I even believe that was one of the major causes of some of these things we be at the public really. So when people are dissatisfied, especially staffs, when they are dissatisfied with some of the things, that tells in their output, in their service delivery, the way they will deal with the public. You know, they will become lethargic, they will become rude, they will engage in a lot of illegal activities, etc., etc. So first of all, set up an internal, well, I call it Truth and Reconciliation Committee. Now, be just a committee for look at some of the happenings, give opportunity to people that really will be feel aggrieved, can hear out with it and do them and all the rest of things. The committee look at and investigate. If you are wrongly removed, then the committee will recommend, or if you are wrongly demoted, or if they transfer you illegally, or you are satisfied with it and do. So the committee did a very good job. And then they come out with a report. And the recommendations were very encouraging. But at the end of the day, what did they able to do? He able to give the staff the confidence that we want to give everybody the fair opportunity for making them air out their grievances. So they believe we are open for make with dialogue, because once we're bad by any conflict or any society, and who say we try for oppressed people for making them air out their views and opinion. People like for feel happy and give their best in society, who say they believe that when given the opportunity for making them speak out their mind, they are given the speaker without fear or any favor. So that actually now they don't try for be established, and that will help you greatly. Now that will bedrock, now that will foundation to all the other things that hold on they can achieve now, from the decentralization of the operations then to the digital revolution who they drive right now, and to many other reforms really hold on the try for take right now. That be don't be the foundation. So if we see relative peace right now at the organization on, or you see like a couple of days ago, I be those one a friend, I say, immigration on I don't this way, don't pass 3-4 months, not the any negative thing. And I say, well, if you talk to anyone out of every 5 immigration officers now, 4 of them will tell you, say, they are very happy now, because everybody know what info do now, and we all have a common focus. So nobody, they try for intimidate nobody again. We all live like a family now. So therefore, you don't see anything negative again at the organization.
You take over the immigration department, barely the institution will be able to generate revenue for themselves, because taking into consideration the amount of money we they get from each passport is very small. In terms of revenue, how you don't able for re-strategize the plans them where the immigration department will they use for generate revenue?
So actually, one of the success stories for we right now with digital revolution. The digital revolution not only cover the passport operations. The passport really no more the public get interest in more. For me now, I can say the game changer that one day, because it get more the greater impact. But even all revenue streams right now would depend digitalize them. So you see the resident permit, we don't digitalize them. Even the passports, now we don't digitalize them. Even the passports payments now for the application of passports and online you pay. Even the application form now online you pay. So majority, they're very close for getting 100% digitalized. The reason we that one now because it help for minimize corruption and corruption related practices. Money once they go na post in your hand. the chances for make something missing along the line is high. But when you digitalize, if even somebody tamper with the digital system, every digital system gets an audit trail. So it's easy for make you identify the person where you do one. So that's one of the success stories that really we don't do. So now we don't consolidate all our revenues there, because once you're on that digital platform, they're all consolidated and enable monitor on a daily basis. You're able to see exactly what they come in and what they go on. So that's really one of the major success stories that we don't really get right now.
Now look at that here. You get some people that will be just believe so they go to Napnado. You can't for passport is $100, but maybe they go ask you for $120 or $30 or $50. How this system go up for change that practice there?
Like I say no more, I use this opportunity for appeal with Sierra Leoneans. For ordinary passports now, really, you don't need for going to immigration office. Go online, slid.gov.sl. Simple, straightforward. You click right now, you see them. slid.gov.sl. Go online, you do all things there. You fill the application form, you attach all things, the payment for the form, and then you pay. Then the payment for the passport set, and then you pay. For avoid things like this, I don't get stories of people that they pay more than 5 million, 3 million, 4 million, as the case may be, for passports. But in actual fact, passports now $100. The equivalent of that in Leons now around 2 million, only 2.4 million, 2.4. But people are paying beyond that. But now with the digital system, the price is fixed online in Leons. So you cannot, nobody the manipulator. You will not pay beyond that. So it's very clear. So for make you avoid, for expose yourself from being either extorted exorbitantly from with money, or for make you avoid yourself for being duped, because I don't get instances of people that back up post the whole money in their hand. They say they go do passport for, the passport is nowhere to be found. So all landing now, in the case the problem does solve, go online and do the application.
What about the one day we go say they want instant passport?
So now, because of the system, actually we try for these are the things that they look at for begin produce emergency passports within 24 hours. So these are part of the conversation now with the service provider, because passport production really now like a chain production. So it require you for make you have, and they are all in series. So that passport number then this. So if you don't say from 50, 01 to 50. So if you say you want emergency like on a special case, me one come, I want million. So how you don't go obstruct that production chain there. So now we look at whether we can able to get a parallel system for people like that where they come for emergency services, where their own system will be different from the normal one.
We never see a scenario people they begin ditch the system just for me they before do the manual process.
Obviously, every technology getting a challenge. But these are some of the things we want the public. We need to continue for solicit the public in cooperation on that. Let all go online. I know the technology getting a challenge, but we monitor the system on a daily basis. We get a dedicated team where they monitor the system. And we also try for discourage even we own staff themselves for making them not still be parts and parcel of the process again. You don't need for let you be an intermediary. We possibly apply for yourself. We don't want for make the same experiences where they continue for building they get for like continue beyond this level. The essence of this digitalization are for address some of these challenges we all they discuss. We Bokuma don't suffer from that. So all we need is the public for make we all join and for make sure say really this system work. Because for me, like I always say, now once alone we all get. So anything we call development, we all for embrace and for make sure that it work. Because when it work, it not work for the good of Guineans, it work for the good of Sierra Leoneans.
How do they monitor the production of passport? The other time I do some investigation, I did it see them 5, 6. They see these foreign nationals go come, then go by 5, 6, then they come take passport by carton. Where most of the management team, most of them go on left. But they get these foreigners who will come take carton, passport by carton. At that time, I select 2 small carton, then take. This guy take foreigner guy take it go. How are they monitor? That happened like 7, 8 years back. But how are they monitor for that? They happen for people they make passports so possibly not able to monitor.
Well, probably I'm not too familiar with the detailed facts of that kind of situation. But what I know be they happen in those days. You get embassies there and consulates there now overseas. So most of them consulates there and the embassies they serve as passport facilitation centers for Sierra Leoneans there with the overseas. And so most of these consuls where they back with the representative now white people. So probably that might be in those circumstances where you see one of them we can take that passport there. Now somebody will need to serve as a consul either in one of these countries or an ambassador or an embassy in any of these countries. Now they can't take that particular passport there, then they can go.
What about the area of the e-passport way? Of course, now don't be a concern. You know, many people believe the standard of who passport knowledge, so which will sign to.
Yes, that's the argument. But for me, we qualify that or for me, we prove that all we have to do, we have to subject our passport some form of forensic audit. As a government, we never do that one day. So these people experience is no more than the share. Like we use the passport to travel, go to certain countries, then they can dictate and say, oh, this passport, not to e-passport, not to electronic passport. But the government on the EU part as a public party to the agreement, no ever undertake any forensic audit for ascertain officially whether what you to agree on, now you they provide. Not government not do it. But the good beauty is that this contract they come to an end by 2028 July. But before that time, they now if government now they try for get a new service provider or get new terms of engagement. If now the service provider get for continue now say what in government get for do now, get for make sure say now you get for be strict on the criteria they will need for make passport specification, make it comply with. Because waiting, we all agree on the fact that and governments have agreed. The previous agreement there with the state we don't enter with the service provider, there has not been any proper oversight over the implementation of the agreement. So the service provider, as usual, as a businessman, he go just do it in one photo. And you know go blame him, a businessman.
Share with your experience before you come in and a place with from the outside to go into an outside way. They flop with people whether they wait for passport or possibly get to the agenda they what things a little bit changed, the front page look very clear. What are the mechanism we put in place for at least try to get that kind of environment?
You know, I think immigration really their biggest problem they don't suffer from over the years now the fact that the vision. In other institution, government be planned first for transform them to a national security agency in 2002. They be there under police, under Tijanka Bente, a Kauda woman from England, Gloria Newman-Smith. So since that woman they come, I think he suffers some setback with corruption related charges them. He lost in life through that process. So from that time, the institution veered away from the original intention of government and the original mandate with a national security posture. So we turn it into a commercial entity. We get so many benefactors, both the staff and the public. People then they who are not saying that this country we do clean. Then immigration no more than the survival. We are no staff in that organization there. But they don't drag no more than immigration. So now we don't turn that organization to a commercial entity instead of a national security posture. So all this while really what have been on the try to forget the staff there for me to understand and for not say immigration service not a commercial entity. Like a national security outfit. Every service you provide as an immigration officer, every question you ask, you are asking security sensitive information that you collect. You are collecting data for national security purposes. That for you focus. When that man meets you at airport, he presents a passport. The first thing you do, you watch which nationality. It's national security work. You ask them, what they can do in a salon? Who say you stay? What are you purpose? Who are you person? When I contact person there? These are all questions for national security consumption. You don't just ask them because you want to ask them. Now this the stuff they not be able to understand. So that is why when the place become a commercial entity, it's like a banking hall or any other commercial outfit where you go under you they say, oh man, they go up and down the step, you whole form, if they go so if they do that one day. So it cannot continue like that. So now that's really I try to make like they understand. And like you said, they all don't understand that, just few exceptions no more now. So that's the focus. So because we're able to change that focus they by them now. So now we go there in a different thing now, you see they all they do. Passport now the listing now. When they go with staff meetings or leadership meetings, already 3-4 hours, we only talk about passport safe again. Now all that different thing they talk about. So that's everything they say, yeah, this not be ever, they will not be ever no saying that this. So it's like that kind of that story where they say the ship where the lion women among the ship them. So one day no more where you go find where you go awake yourself, say na in a lie on the change. So now like immigration. And now they don't know say they're not security people. Then you just feel to say then I be just any commercial entity no more, like how NRA then they operate or how SLRS officer and they no more collect money for license. And I no more they be feel.
Tifa, before you come to the departments, immigration suffer so many public criticism, especially them where a video of the former head of the immigration department, both the previous one then be the na video party with Belojos where now one of the fugitive the way Netherlands they look for and then say it is alone. With all the scandal then they will be there on the immigration department. Immediately President Bill appoints you for go head that department there. In terms of image cleansing, how you don't able for clean the image of the immigration department?
So again, one of the things we myself are very conscious of, a public perception. And public perception really, you never do stakeholders mapping. And one of them, when you do stakeholders mapping, major stakeholders and our international partners then, when at the international community, like the embassies, the diplomatic community generally. So one of their frustration, I don't meet with a good number of them, the British High Commissioner, the German ambassador, a good number of them, the US, I don't meet with all of them, the Chinese, and one of the things where they come out clearly, where they get issue with one, now the legal requirements. We instrument them. They don't know who that's qualified for get with passport. There is no law, no the way you go refer them to say, okay, check so law. Now he say Khadija he entitled for get passport, or he say before I get Khadija passport, now this Khadija for follow. So they don't get that law. There's no procedure.
So anybody can just come and get a passport.
So for them, the practice they internally, but it's not like not in any form of law or any regulations, and not any side public.
So no law, no they for stop people then say you're not supposed for all the Sierra Leonean passport.
So again, there is no law we say, okay, this person for making gets a loan passport, he get for be a Sierra Leonean citizen. You understand that one there? All what they use na convention. Because we know see no more passport and identity document. So you get for be a Sierra Leonean. You understand? The procedure how they get passport, na pada application form no more ide. You understand? If you hold application form, now they go no more say you need a passport picture, you need for sure your birth certificate, you need for sure ID card. But for say, watch this now the regulations, this or this now the law, this. Or now the government policy this way say before you give Khadija passport, check for say you get birth certificates, or you get national ID card, or you get this, you get that. You know the day.
So now then loopholes there make saloon passports they outside there. Now people and we're not even not a citizens.
In fact, and I make the people that they find it very difficult for in terms of accountability, then they struggle with it. I give a practical example. The concerns of the Germans, when they give passport who called proxy, like now brother and sister, they oversee. They can apply for passports now alone. So until you didn't you have my party or my brother and my sister, you do that passport on their behalf. So the Germans they refuse for accept that passport thing. Because they actually say, which law will give the rights for let you issue passport to somebody in absentia. And the honest truth, the law not there. But in practice, we don't need one. We issue passports. We're all guilty. Don't facilitate passports for our brother and sisters, then we cousin them, we relative them where they overseas. Ordinarily, we no cancel alone for can't take that passport thing. You understand that? But as far as passport is concerned, Now, an individual responsibility. If you not do fingerprints, you not really supposed to get passport. But we facilitate passport for people. We know they can for the fingerprint. They're not there. We call them proxy. And most of the immigration officers are not going to visit open.
So now the issues then this, Tifa, we make many salon passports then. Even the same way the American, they want for put salon under the partial ban force. Now some of the issues then this would then raise say, for us as a country, we get screening problem. And most of the people whether at the deportation centers, then get Sierra Leone passports. But we even watch them, you did not say this not to Sierra Leone people. We mean say we get security system with passports.
To be very honest with you, I agree with you 100%. Let's tell you how proxy operates. I can go, forget birth certificate in this country easy. I can go and go get birth certificate for, even if laws in whether a Nigerian man or a Kenyan or an American man, say na England or America, I get birth certificate for them. I able go use that and go apply for NCR ID card for them. I get them. The ones I don't get that one day, you present them to a vulnerable immigration officer who they look for money. They process the application there. This now be the most, I would say, the greatest vulnerability we passport administration will get. This proxy application. The person know they can at all not. I can print more than 15, 20, 30 of those passports and send and go overseas for these people. And this is how, in my opinion, I believe passports became so much ubiquitous in the hands of many other of our brothers and overseas.
When they say became, they talk in the past tense. So are you saying...
We don't stop proxy.
So because we don't stop proxy, we passport them now, not they go na the wrong hands.
Well,
people not they sell passports because now some of the issues and this they can't talk about now.
So now we don't stop proxy, that's number one. What make we stop proxy because of these issues here, you're not able to verify in actual fact so that they on the other parts. Documents alone not enough. The reason why they conduct interview or why they can't subject the person for biometric, that's some of them things in there. Now for able to say yes, now Alex really, this Alex who you say now get this bad certificates. Now Alex don't come for this passport. Ordinarily the bad person really, they go refuse to appear. You cannot go on fingerprints. They will prefer for their background.
So if I don't stop proxy, they hand over. What are the measures?
So now, this is what we try for do now. So we don't stop proxy for fresh applicants. If you're not renewal, we they subject you now to some form of we could call undertaking. You, Alex, if you're from America, you apply for them for proxy. Where they apply now, you say they do undertaking. So like now you and I will guarantee. So if that person their passport go come out some side, they say a bad person. You, Alex, we guarantee that person there. Now you the whole now. Now you the whole responsible. So that's number one. Then number two, for people that way they diaspora, that's all the reasons why they do this digitalization. Because one give you the opportunity, you do oversee, you apply online. So if we don't see your application, we don't see now oversee you there. They try for, part of the digitalization process. We even try for see how we have two tools we want use now. One starts what we call passport on the wheel. So like for example, if in the UK we don't get more than 200 or 300 applicants who can take the mobile team, then go UK. Capture on our biometric.
That not going to be expensive?
When I make we look at quantity, now business case we look at. And also again, we are a public service institution. So now a government institution, now the obligation there on government for provide services to Sierra Leoneans, irrespective of who side they live. So then are something we're very much mindful of that. And that is something we President Bio is very clear on that when you make it very clear. So now something where you don't tell me. So not sometimes again, they look at costs. Benefit analysis. It's about a social responsibility. We are a government institution. We have an obligation for provide services to the people of Sierra Leone, whether it's in Nepal, Kathmandu, USA, or England, or you that. So the only thing we will not go on for them, we'll go there for one person or two person. So we have to make sure, say, as long as we're able to recover that expenditure, the people that hold they send this one, I make we give the opportunity. So they don't apply online. We'll see and say, it don't reach that amount of number the way he encouraging for men who will go service them, then we can go service them. And they do it with the embassies them back.
Yeah, that about what about the possibility of working with the embassies?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Immigration officers now, because don't they say attach them where they will get cultural attach, trade attach. What if possibility they forget attach on immigration would handle immigration?
So you know again, now look at us how we don't come out as immigration. You understand? So I believe in organic growth. That's the goal and the vision for Mekuse begin provide immigration services overseas. Now certain designated embassy system. Because that's the practice for most other African countries. They service their citizens them. And when they get that constraints, they even we get some Sierra Leoneans, they don't travel and go England or America, they lost their passports, they want ETC. They go to the embassy, ETC, they want immigration services, not the day. So the embassies really need for immigration services. But we get forget the foundation's rights. This is an institution where be moribund. There are so many infected with so many other negative things. So if you not clean up all of those things and make a really professional institution, if you can begin send people then out, and people country they send people then. So you have to also be mindful of that. So really that's the goal, that's the vision. But first we have to try to get some basic things right first before we venture into those things then for now.
Let me look at the case where be done there on Sierra Leone for people for selling passports to other nationals. If we take over, I should say even before now, cases like this where you don't hear about, say, with passports and they sell them to other nationals, which you don't do in that area there.
So again, me I not like for look on the past too much. I always look on the I like for be positive. In
yeah, but these are some of the issues.
Yeah, so now what I do, we do an internal assessment review. And we come up with certain things so we feel to say responsible for all of those things will be there happen. One, we can forget the institutional framework, we can forget the legislation. We need to forget any rights. You understand that? And there are accompanying policies and regulations there. So that even our international partners, if you go on our website, let you know, say yes, if you want Sierra Leonean passports, A, B, C, D requirement now you need for follow. And if you see a Sierra Leonean passport, this not the specification for the Sierra Leonean passport. So all of those things we have to do them right. So right now we work on the legislation, the act, for make sure say even the design of a passport, the security features, what we define as a Sierra Leonean passport, if for the inside we law, who that entitled or qualified for get to passports, all the different classes of passports, all landed there for the inside the law. That is what we are working on. Second, the people, where they do the job, we own people, the internal processes, we get for involve the people, the tools and the equipment. We are working on them. They need training, they need capacity building for them. You need to forget all of those things right. Then lastly, of course, the public then says, you get for educate the public. For let them say, aware. And then, of course, you need to have an accountability system where we're able to hold people accountable. In case anybody try to beat the system, like where Alex will try for talk today, what can you do to those type of people? So when you have all of those processes in place, we believe you will minimize as best as possible the rate at which our passports go fall and the wrong people their hand again. And that's going to enhance the credibility of our passport and the integrity. Then we international partners then go get confidence for our passport again.
Restoring confidence starts with some of the issues with the international partner they do highlight. For example, the area of screening. Say we get screening problem as a country, and for able to tackle some of them screening problems, they're not one department. Several other one them get for come on board in terms of collaboration. How you work with the other relevant agency them for not able to solve these issues of screening with Sierra Leone. Don't they go through in the eyes of the international community?
So currently we're in discussions. We try for sign MOU with NCRA, Choku, the police, CISA, and other security agencies. Because one of the things we will not be they do for our passports now vetting. You understand that? So with the overall with central processing unit, when they do vetting. Vetting is in three forms. One, the document sent for the person they present. You get for veteran. You understand? So you need to have document forensic experts, the people that we get the expertise. If you present your birth certificate, ordinarily the for able watch and the for able get the tools and the equipment there for scanner, look at that birth certificate, they know say this is not fake one. You present ID card. At the moment you not get the system. These are all part of the things that really want to try for do. Try for set them up. Then we also get for collaborate, like you write this with people like NCRA, not to who the custodian of birth certificate, not to who the custodian of ID card, not there. So if once you present an ID card, how do you verify? You can forget that kind of relationship with NCRA where you will get access to their data. So you can easily able cross check whether this ID card with this person present is authentic or not. Whether this birth certificate with this person present is authentic or not. We go for work with Toku for make sure say there are certain people even in Sierra Leone, but the way but we're not in a post where we get international exposure. We can flag out Toku say check the background for this person back for me, for all we know. Because they would trans organized crime and they get a lot of partnership them with other countries. They can able to look at the background of that person there. Because like I said, apart from the documents, we also get for the profiling of citizen system. We get for the profiling of people where they apply for passport, all categories. So that make we want this kind of cooperation between we and them for make we be more robust, for make sure that they will link them with vetting system. So we apply for passport, we'll look at you, we'll profile you, we'll require you for Monkudu deep. Would they even make a mandatory for Sierra Leoneans and now for take police clearance from CID where they can apply for passport. So, but these are all things so they do for reflector in the law. I don't go grab no more overnight. I tell you, say, Kadija, we want to take passport now need police clearance. This for day by law. Now the law, now they give you the mandate for make it do. So once you put inside the law, go parliament, the parliamentarians they feel to say yes, we get right for acts of citizens. They say they need for car with them. Police clearance now, if you want a passport, then it becomes a law. So you know now. So if you want a passport now, you can go take police clearance now, CID. And that could help for increase the integrity of a passport. So be it.
The immigration department, when I get the political will, when I get the necessary support when I need from the top for do now.
The fact is very clear. That's a simple yes. First, I'm a presidential appointee, and the president appoints me. And I remember very well when he appoints me, he tell me clearly, no specific terms, what exactly he don't want for making happen at the immigration department. You understand?
And then thing don't make it happen.
And then thing the 9 day happens right now. And I have a very good working relationship with the minister. So inside they give his support full. All of the centralization platform that he did there. They go all the program there. We don't launch na McKinney, we don't launch na Kenema, everything.
There's a time where you will say this and the minister they say another thing. What time be the misunderstanding would happen?
Well, maybe I can just say no more. Even, like just adults. You understand that? Or like what the lawyers think you say. You get your interpretation of certain things. Me say must get me interpretation of certain things. It not make you wrong or right. Or another not make me right or wrong. It not mean say me and you two get any misunderstanding. It just be that we have difference in opinion. I can see coming, I see this color as pink. Somebody go carry color and blue. So it not mean to say me and you are enemy.
But I don't get to common ground now for say the immigration department.
Definitely, we have a common ground on the vision of His Excellency. Now, presidential appointee, Mr. Presidential appointee. So the president will get one single task and for deliver on the president's mandate. So even if we have our own fundamental differences, the focus not will change. The focus now for deliver on what the president wants for all.
We don't see some institution them way ministers them the interference or possibly the action can affect the delivery of the agencies and for your case the experience such.
The opportunity was there, the fact that one, my minister and a lawyer. Second, the person we if you don't work, I be AIG in police. So administratively, he gets vast experience in terms of administration. So it's not a separation of functions or powers, it's not a delegation of authority. So not to possibly one in for let me to get that kind of conversation. He understand very well. So we know they get confusion. It's not your responsibility as a minister, and myself know it's not your responsibility as the head of immigration. And I know it's not himself in your role over me as an institutional head. So but at the moment, so they work very well, everything okay.
Earlier on, you say most of them are meetings on a discussion on less about passport. Other area, many people not can put attention at the border areas. Within the immigration department, don't they do for strengthening the borders, for do proper monitoring people they come, citizens in them and all that.
So again, like I just said in my earlier statement, say we try for change of focus from a commercial entity to a national security. And part of the central to national security responsibility in border governance. How do police with borders there? Who responsibility now for check who they come inside our country and who they go out. We all man is sleep. Immigration officers and that will play the folk they do. We are the gatekeepers there, both land, air, and sea. Now we your responsibility that one day. But the model we get, not able to perform that functions. We are a civilian outfit. All other countries then, they provide that function. Then some get a specialized unit for that. Like for example, Liberia, they get a whole border operations unit, just like our police get OSD. So now their own functions that one day. That picture they wanna be the same way they get that could draw to Guinea. Now immigration officer that one they be not to soldier man them. They have a special unit. Guinea immigration they within the security sector when at the police then Shadamari. Within they carry arms. So that's why they work on the legislation for let us create a specialized type of unit who get specific mandate for police all of those borders then. And one of the things we will not even do in this country, we get more than 800 borders and no they will declare illegal. Akikechu na any other border, no get the state no get no way for levy any charge against you because you not commit any crime. So in these cases, what in most countries they do, you get 800. If they say, okay, now 10 they declare legal. The 900, the 700 and something, all for be illegal. That means if they say you're not illegal crossing points, you, Alex Lawrence Kroma, if you catch you in the cross there, the case, the state gets right for prosecute you. Some countries then say if you use illegal crossing points, you enter inside 48 hours or 72 hours or 24 hours, as the case may be, hand over yourself to an immigration officer or a police officer. If you not do that, if the state catch you, then they go lock you in a cell. Some states then they block they get gates there, they barricade them. Where they say an illegal crossing point. Some say then they say danger zone. If you pass there, they shoot you. Who not get all of that? And all the border crossing point na legal crossing point. How you go get if you say you host all others die they all na do what any suppose one enter they come out. Anybody can do it in one for do. So that is one of the fundamental things that we not able to do it. That's the we have to designate. We watch Kaila on district we get 30 border crossing point. If we say no, na 10 they way legal. Now they wanna for pass. Yeah. People they know for pass. They who say people they know for pass. Now they would put immigration officers there, or for put checkpoint and they would block or blocker. If you catch you there, would they arrest you?
So as it is now, I get the number of both legal and illegal crossing points in
we got over 800 crossing points. Now that no one go say whether they are legal or illegal. For now, I will say they are all legal because the state never say they are illegal.
Also on our presence there.
Well, we did, of course, the major crossing point there in Gendeman, Balamuya, and Lunge, the international airport. Then we did Kailan. Now the major 3 districts there. Actually, we got about four border districts there: Pujon, Kailan, Falaba, and Koinadugu. Kono not too much. They far too much. We get presence na Kono, but we did Falaba, we did Koinadugu. And then we did Kabalamin, then we did Kailan, we did Puchon. But even those ones, for example, Falaba alone get more than 30 crossing points. Or not the man reach up to 5 self.
The digitalization we introduced and the passport process, how you go say it don't able for ease the challenge where people get?
Even though it is in a preliminary stage, we're not going able for assess the impact, but the goal is that 1, it reduce process time. 2, it minimize corruption and avoid the public from being extorted money from the public. And 3, really the important in access. You understand that? So I want you to make it from the comfort of your home, able access with services, be it passport, resident permit, emergency travel certificate, visa, etc. So the whole market of digitalization now access now one for create from to the public. because time for me is money. Time for me is very important. I don't want I go for commoner for going to immigration for spend the whole of the day for like a get passport. It take me 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So no wonder one day. So really the goal is that the digitalization for really able to address the issue of access. So anywhere you do, if we will easily get access to services. And really would encourage the public for making them support this process by applying. Now, the more we don't at the pilot stage still, so we'll get more people for apply online for their passport. That's the only way we'll be able to test the strength of the technology we'll try for deploy. And that's the only way we'll be able to test whether it will have a larger impact as we explain for LAB. But at the moment, the few people that we don't apply, the feedback they get from them, they are over impressed.
Before you take over the department, one major concern will be done to come up from the public now the fee we Sierra Leoneans and they pay for them passports. Yes, now a contract you make to predecessor them don't negotiate, but you just make mention say by 2028 government will get another opportunity for negotiate again, either with the same service provider or a new person through a competitive process.
Yeah.
The issue of the money where people when they pay for passport now a challenge, Tifa.
Me, I'm a very honest person. The data suggests they will pay the highest, not to secrets. These days of technology, anybody can research. The average cost of passport in the region of $50-something. So if you see in a volume, maybe something Guinea then Boku pass with, Ghana then Boku pass with, or Gambia then the travel pass with. So therefore you get more people to take passports. You understand that? So then that means that realistically, if we did between $70 to $80, as far as I'm concerned, that would be a better fee for me. If really you ask me candid opinion, how much I feel to say for able passports for for the bill above $80. So be very honest with you.
So is that a possibility whenever they go into negotiation for push for that?
If I have the power for I'm the only decision maker, who passports go the $80.
But you're not the head of the department.
Yes,
if
but
you go
government,
any service provider.
So the way government they make contracts, there's Ministry of Finance, there's law officers, there's a ministry, there's immigration, there's parliament. You understand that? So my whole structure, I can advise. This is what I express my individual opinion. I would say I wish for make passports be $80. It's a wish. But governance is a very complex and dynamic thing. Sometimes before I go sit on a table, other things don't come in, we go even cause that the passports go even beyond which you go expect. You understand that? So again, it depends on which position government, but really my own conviction and my own position, I will advocate for government for reduce passports.
Even the dollar say for them be pegged to not be a topic of debate by then during the time where this particular agreement or contract be they go to parliament. While for even tie with passport fee to dollar rates, considering how the dollar can fluctuate, because they send them where them being past this agreement at parliament, the dollar not being even to the amount where it is now.
So again, then a question really for Minister of Finance or Parliament, because Parliament also again therefore serve as the gatekeeper for the public, for the people of Sierra Leone. So if you know that we laws they not allow you for make you pay good services in dollars. So if the contracts come to you, ask the people let them go revisit them. But I believe say there's a law actually we don't create exception. I think there was a banking. There's a law from Bank of Sierra Leone that passed, I think it was 2022 or 2023, with good exemptions to certain services for the states peg them in dollars. And like you rightly say, the businessman go argue say the product where they buy now in international currency they buy, which is in US dollar. So anytime I sell in leones, anytime I go buy them in dollar, I go for pay that currency depreciation. And leone not ever strong against the dollar. He always depreciates. So for the businessman, I want for insure my risk, which is the financial risk. So that insurance. So the only one go insurance, that paying the cost of my product in US dollars. So again, it's about a business case, especially when you look for investors for kind of invest into which you believe in organic resources for make you do one. So sometimes now give and take, you as a government, you just get for accept some of those shortfalls them. So like I said, governance is a whole broad something. So sometimes something we may not see. The other man from Ministry of Finance go see him.
Aside the price, Tifa, even the time duration for the passport again of 5 years. We look at other country them where you don't go get your passport, it will even take 10-15 years before you go back for renewal of your passport. But in we own case, the time short and even the pages them that the passport not enough.
Again, we come back to the same problem. The law. We'll not get the law. Now the law. The first thing we need to fix now the law. Now the law will not get. Passports not to me they grab no more. Anybody go grab no more, say make a 5 year, make a 10 year, make a 16 page, make a 32 page, make a 24 page. Now the law. So if you grab, if you give print 10 years, we international partners and then they ask you, who say pull the mandate. So now the law, we work on the immigration legislation. We will put 5 year and 10 years. Will they put 16 page, 32 page, and 64 page? The regulations will they specify on which circumstances they entitled to 32 page, 64 page, 5 years, and 10 years for address all of them concerning them. We don't take all of those concerns. Possibly they look follow social media. This is something where I don't get almost all platforms I don't do social media with the public. So they reflect this in the new law they develop. Hopefully before the end of this year the law will pass. Then by that time, by next year, you will see you get passports now in 5 years. They go for 10 years. You get away, they go 16 page, 32 page, and 64 pages. They put all on this the law all. Then we begin producing for the public.
You seem to be hopeful for the law say before the end of the year. What stage are they now? Because always look the old una get what I would follow una get some legislation and move upon for get something better for doing our work. What's the stage are they now?
Well, we don't get the zero draft. So the cabinet paper, we hope for let the cabinet paper go cabinets. We just try for finalize with the ministry. So the cabinet paper they go from now before the end of this month. So they go cabinet. So once you come more cabinet, we really don't do a lot of stakeholders engagement for do preparatory stage so that the law not they get any stumbling block on any side. We don't get engagement of the parliamentarians, especially the committee on internal affairs. We don't engage the security sector. We do the minister. In fact, Monday next week the minister now they should for look at the final what we don't put together really. Because so that by next week really the cabinet paper for don't go.
They also recently gonna launch some vehicles, and when we are gonna the provinces, I see some of them vehicles and what are the specific roles?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question. Would they can engage on the nationwide enforcement actions? You know, like we say, now we get responsibility for grant people there for enter our country, stay there, and we want to go back now. So one of the things we would observe, Salon we don't be free for all. People that can inside this country, they're not getting no legal status for staying inside. They're there for the longest as they want. So they're ready for go back then go. So now I know one stop. Not about saying really we are anti-immigrant. No, all we are just saying that we want can sell country like any other civilized society. Make sure say you regularize your legality. You have to come legally, stay in our country legally. If you want to work legally. In the absence of that, we'll run after you.
The ideas we don't need to many people say free tongue, everything free. They even extend that nationwide. Someone just come operate Taiwan for do how such move for address or change that passage so people then get say free tongue free for everybody.
We commence a nationwide enforcement action for people the way they live in a salon without regularizing their legal status. Would they commence now a joint exercise? Would they work with the Ministry of Labour? Would they work with NCRA? So we'll go for lockdown this entire country. Would they put barricade them? Now nationwide will they launch?
How soon that was?
In the next couple of weeks. Actually we'll be giving them the 2nd of this month, but you know other event them will be done overtaken. So this week now they meet and try to finalize the plan and follow go into action.
How it go look like? How the operation go look like? People then go they move in the streets or you go get some barricade they can and check or they checkpoint them.
We'll go get barricade or they check for foreigners, checkpoint them, we'll go get designated, but hold on, we'll pull press release. Now joint exercise with police, ONS and other security sector operatives. We get for also we visit certain infrastructures companies who will visit certain premises, business premises, who no say foreigners and they live there, like the hotels, who go there, one for staff there, they work there, etc., etc. We already don't even start them. We go na Lunge, the Turkish company where they work. We don't start out with them. That's the company where they work for government, not so. They are building a project for the presidents or ECOWAS where they want to host a workshop, a meeting by a month. So if we can do that with them, with that now you will not go. Will not go visit you. So all I can say is that when we don't inform them for long, we don't depend this from January. We don't issue a series of press releases. We don't do a lot of media engagement, and I still use this platform for encourage the foreigners where they reside in Sierra Leone, for making them regularize their status. We not they run after anybody. We not want for present ourselves as an anti-immigrant state, but we are a sovereign state, just like any other states. We want to live in our country. You get for make sure say we abide by we laws them, and that no more we dey try for say. And if we law say if you register, get your resident permit, get your non-citizenship ID card, get your labor permit if you dey engage in any activity, please go ahead and do that one. Otherwise, if we catch you, you go fine you go pay penalties, and we even get detain you.
All right. Many thanks, Moses Tifa, by the way, joined me this morning for can talk about the activity then at the immigration department. Well, from this segment, so they can talk to now, Honorable Abdukago, when at the minority leader in a parliament, as we now know yesterday, the All People's Congress APC party been lost the national chairman, when Alhaji Minkailu Mansare, and this news been broke out yesterday on the social media. Honorable Abdukabo, now one of the people them waiting at Dakar currently with the late man in Wef Usai Ibn die na the hospital na Dakar. What in this mean for the All People's Congress, especially turning like this, waiting for start then constituency elections them, waiting at some of the legacy them where Honorable Minkailu Mansare be left behind. They can talk to Honorable Abdukabo now this segment of the breakfast show. Quickly, now just go over now a virtual link and talk to Honorable Abdukabo. Good morning, Honorable.
Good morning, Khadija. Good morning, Liberty. Good morning,
All right.
people.
Like I tell we audience, you now one of the leader them of the All People's Congress. We currently in at Dakar with the wife of the late Honorable Minkailu Mansare. We been lost in life yesterday. Firstly, how the party take this loss of una chairman?
It's not a great loss to the party. The party, they mourn very greatly. As I speak, so the party get 3 body the way they don't want to bury it. We get Abdurrahman Omega Sise, where we beg tomorrow. We get Abdurrahman Omega Sise have been the publicity secretary for the Port Loko district. We get the late Honorable Lucinda Kelly, where we beg the 21st. There we get also the chairman, we embodied in a mortuary. So the party, they at the toughest road at the moment. The party, they mourn deeply. And specifically for the chairman, this is not a loss way irreparable, not a loss way irreplaceable. This not somebody we don't live all in life for the party. This not somebody we don't help for raise people then at the party. This not somebody we don't help for train people then at the party. This not somebody we can give you advice as to how we for work out, what we for do as politicians, what we not for do. You know, as young politicians come in, sometimes and then we can take them off for go listen to their experiences, the way they don't get over the years, you know, because they don't serve in governance, they don't serve in opposition, and then get a history of this country. So sometimes and the way they come up can go spend time with them for know, you know, how the party don't navigate and how Salon don't navigate as a country, and for let them advise we in terms of we comportment, character, integrity and all. And this now one person we always ready for make sure say it provides short mentorship, you know, for the people of APC and the people of Salon as a whole. This is a big bearing, not only to the All People's Congress, but to the country as a whole, because he died like a statesman, we don't confront himself all these years, we don't make sure say, you know, he train young people then, we don't make sure say he do everything for push the party activities go before and for push Sierra Leone go before. So to we, now the biggest loss this we don't get so far, for let the chairman and the CEO of the party die. So we are truly saddened by the information of his death.
The APC party, they remember Honorable Minkailu Mansare for, especially Natenle like this way. Most time we can talk to you now as the leader of the party in a parliament. You say on a party then a crossroad, and Natenle like this on a need strong leadership. Now the policy whether on a leader, whether the national chairman, on a don't lost some. What in this vacuum mean for the party?
This na a great vacuum, na a great space. But one thing wey I can assure you, they always can tell me, say, una the young one there, now una get for take over this party. Una make sure say una the pay attention. Una make sure say una the do wetin we expect una for do. So they been dey navigate, na transition been dey take place, and then don impose confidence on the young people dem na this party. But Honorable Minkailu Mansare means a lot to APC. Na person wey e live in life entirely for the APC. He begin as the president for the National Youth League, of the party. He have been the president. So it tell you say from youthful stage, he has been APC, and not just ordinary APC, but he begin for lead from then stages then they. He be the president of APC National Youth League. He come out there, he be Western Region chairman of the party. Now he be the chairman for the entire Western Region. Then send them day, not just one Western Region we get. And he have been the chairman. Then also he be deputy national chairman of the party. The time that we former President Kurumana being the chairman and leader of the party, Honorable Minkailu Mansare have been the deputy chairman of the party. And ultimately, he can be the national chairman and the chief executive officer of the party. So that shows say he don't rise through the rank. He holds several positions then at the party. He gets institutional knowledge of the party. These are people who sacrifice for the party, the time that way the party in the opposition. These are people who come together with unity for make sure say them build on the foundation where we the young one then at the party they ride on. If it were not for them, we would have met no party. So this now somebody we not an ordinary person at the party. He rise through the rank and he holds various positions then at the party. And quite apart from the party, he also served the nation, in governance. He served in governance. I remember the time that way President Kuruma been there in office. We find out say in one of the people that we hold various positions them in this country. And one of the positions that we he be hold, during the intended day, now that he have been Minister of Labor and Social Security. And after that, he become the Minister of Mines and Mineral Resources. So now, person we don't give service to the party, now somebody we don't give service to the nation. So somebody we don't serve in nation faithfully, he don't serve in party faithfully. I believe say, God self will be happy with the services the way it all render for this nation. So we as a party with the mourn and Sierra Leone as a nation, also the mourn for losing somebody we don't create this much impact in the country. And get ideas.
Honorable, the that way on a leader die, it creates any leadership vacuum now on a party.
Of course, there is a leadership vacuum because he is the chairman and the chief executive officer of the party. But the deputy when Ambassador Usman Fode Ayansane don't also be exemplary. They don't try for carry the party during them period there because the late Honorable Minkailu Mansare been they out of this country, for medical reasons for over a year now. And over a year now in deputy when Ambassador Usman Fode Ayansane be done they in charge, And so far na a very, very big vacuum for we. A very big vacuum for the party, very big vacuum for the nation, and very big vacuum for we all. Because the late man be a daddy to many. It don't influence the lives of many people there. But good people then can tell you, say the position where I get in a life, now this my and I make I get this position. People then go tell you, say the arch way I go, now this my and I make I go arch. People then go tell you, say go na in house where it is. Anytime you go find na in house, you dey see people then to line. Who that they come for this, who that they come for that, who that they come for this. And at all given points in time, they don't play that fatherly whole day. They don't ensure, say, it save many, many families them. It gets a good member, it gets a good number of people and we depend on them for their livelihood, you know. And one thing where we, the young one, then they learn now the party, now that most of the big one that we will meet now the party, then get that character they for live the life for other people and for take care of other families them. All the big one then APC where you go, you see the responsibilities the way they get it go beyond their families them. Then they cater for the ordinary masses. Then they cater for people like where you go now in host, you see line, who that they come for this, who that they come for that, who that they come for this, who that they come for that. So it don't live their life then they. So we say self na parliament, you know, he has been a mentor to many members of parliament because he don't in a parliament, he don't serve as a member of parliament, you know. So most times when we can get difficulties then at parliament, we just seek in advice. We dey make sure say we tap from a mentorship. And he can tell me say, una do this, una go so, una this, una that. He say, Abdul, I don't give me instruction, eh? And now let daddy to we, now let daddy. In fact, he can say, una na me picking them, una na this. So to we, let daddy say, na a big loss for the nation, na a big loss to win a parliament because one of the mentors them will be always in the take advice from, now we don't lose so to we all na a big loss.
Now they're on our lower levels and also now the plan for the 2028 election. With this kind of loss for the ordinary supporter, as a party, they feel threatened, they feel say it will affect the outcome of our lower levels and the 2028 election.
In fact, this is now one of the motivations what we get for ensure say we win the 2028 elections and dedicate the winning to them. On several occasions before they die, where we dey get meetings, they always they assure we and the public say APC na the next government in this country. So we owe and to her, we for deliver and make sure say we dedicate we winning to her. So the sufferings them we don't go through, to in dedications them we don't go through, and to things them we don't go through in this nation. So to we see say we don't be compelled. We in that one don't motivate we for do the more because in need for be pleased any side again. Say yes, there are people who worked and succeeded in waiting and be in your aspiration. So we are greatly obliged. It not go be the motivation. In that will be a wake-up call. So unity in this party. For love we come together, all the divisions that we did, all the one that we know they talk to themselves, all the one that we know they do things in common, now we make sure say we come together. In that for be a big signal to be. It be a wake-up call to be for unity and oneness and make sure so we bring back the party to governance in 2028.
Honorable, not a secret say tension don't there between owner and the government. But since yesterday, where the news of owner chairman broke out na the social media say owner don't lost owner chairman. So many messages from across the political divide. His Excellency the President, Madam First Lady, all stakeholders from the SLPP party come out publicly and sympathize with owner during this trying time. That show of unity day yesterday through the different messages that will come out from the ruling government. What is shown as an opposition party, we don't log eyes to the government for a very long time.
Well, it only not stop at the messages. It will interest you for not say whilst me and the woman maintain at the hospital yesterday, the ambassador go between at the hospital. And the ambassador clearly tell me say he gets a direct call and instruction from His Excellency the President for ensure say they do everything humanly possible for make the repatriate and for let get dignified burial. So to we we appreciate the post, even where I post, and make sure say I appreciate government for the efforts where they put together. And we feel saying as a country for one, we all for be very united because we na the political class. They go ask for let's see footballer and footballer, they know they talk, then they per confusion. This or two business woman them. Una way they now una profession now una they make una profession easy. Now una they make una profession difficult by the level of acrimony we una show among una self. So I want to seize this opportunity on behalf of the party for express with profound thanks and appreciation to government for the role way they don't play so far. The ambassador been did it until we get the ambulance and take the body to mortuary. It been there between at the hospital. So I want to be very grateful to government and they see this as a point of call in which we all will come together, make sure so we put the interest of this country more than we individual divide them what we get.
For start on a constituency election them this month before on a loss on a chairman on a bit issue out a press release for inform on a membership say on a they start the constituency elections them after on a don't go through the lower level elections. This bearing on a don't begin get any discussion or plans for postpone the constituency elections.
Interestingly, me know they in town now, and from where I left, the meeting no more where the party hold now relating to the burying. The party prioritize this burying than any other thing. Then call an emergency meeting in which then discuss about the burying. Immediately, the party gets a delegation where then go now the home, the funeral home, and the party is immediately institutes a committee way for look at the organizing of the burial and make sure say everything there in place. So this burying for now not in at the priority of the party. The party don't do everything humanly possible for ensure say you get a dignified burial, for ensure say we do everything for make sure say we bury the burying way it deserves because of the service we don't do to the nation and the service we don't do to the party. So as at now, I not feel saying a lower level elections they run at the party they hate. But like I tell you also, the party gets obligation. The obligation what we get now for deliver this country and for make sure say we win the elections and dedicate the winning to the late man because of in service we don't do to this party. So the party is highly obliged. So in as much as we focus on the burying, we also focus on working modalities in ensuring that we get with structures they're all prepared for 2028 elections.
Reach to that stage day, according to you, for win the elections and dedicate and on a late chairman, there are structures the owner for put in place, but with all the obstacle along the way, una sure say una go able for work within the timelines and go through all the necessary structures them for face the SLPP on the 2028 elections. Where for you, una optimistic say una the winner and dedicate the win to una late chairman.
Like I say, in that one, not a loss, but the party not they consider them for be an obstacle. Instead, we they consider them for be a motivation. Instead, we they consider them for be the spirit within we. Instead, we they consider them for be the springboard for make sure say any outside there will make it please, it make it smile because of the investment we don't do at this party, because of the service we don't do at this party. So in that one, a motivation to be, for make sure say we belt them tight, and make sure say we put every strength into winning the next elections. So to we not to anything we go make sure say it stop winning or make sure say na obstacle or na deterrent for law win. No. In that one, in the motivation, we be the use for make sure say we put all we strength into winning the next elections.
Go leave for remember Honorable Minkailu Mansari for quickly Honorable Abdukagbo.
I will tell you one. Now one man we can look in your eye and tell you the truth. Now one man way if you do mistake, it they call you He said, this mistake where you do, so this is not correct. It's not correct. 3, now one man way, if he say it support you, and let you go up, you can't do it for you. He go do everything humanly possible for make sure say he give you what you want. You know, now a trustworthy person. Now a person we good for rely on. Now a person we good for depend on. Now one of the person then we don't contribute for make APC what it is today. Now person we don't serve the party when the party they in opposition, when the party they in governance. Now person we entire life structured around the party. Now person we not ever push any member of the party away. Now person we always they embrace Sierra Leoneans there and make sure say he serve this country. Now person we he go call me and say this now for the betterment of this nation. Lord, we do this. This now go make Salon go before. This now go make Salon this. And now person we always ready for support in our parliament. So to we the godfathers that what we get now a blessing to the party. And this one what we don't lose now also a great blessing to the party. The party go feel am, the party go miss am, the party go miss am dearly because basically what would you think about how the party for move, you know, we'll get for the again NAC meetings there, you know, we'll not get for the hearing in voice again. We get for the talk, you know, to we like we can talk to we in NAC meetings. Like we can address we the members of parliament. Like we can call we and say, I want to see owner. Waiting they happen. I need reports on this, I need reports on this, I need reports on this. The way you report it, they give other tax back where you forgot to. They call you, they monitor you. You don't do that way I tell you, you don't do this way I tell you. Basically, you know, we get from Mr. But the consolation what we get now that the acting chairman said very active and very they do the level best for make sure say he keep the party going. So so we now a great loss. And we praise any side we say let God forgive in sins them and let God give them good road so that we go meet one day back in our life.
Plans for bring the body in a Saloya and of course other burial preparation.
Of course, we don't hand over the body to the mortuary. The mortuary in Anger for arrange the flight. All the documents that we get for do with the repatriation of the body, we don't hand over them to the mortuary. So the mortuary now Anger for inform we as to when they get the next available flight. Like I tell you, the government of Salon Chef, the ambassador Naya, they do incredibly well for ensure say he is repatriated. So we dey wait for a leave from the mortuary for see whether we go able to repatriate am tomorrow or next tomorrow because we want to do it within the shortest possible time because a good number of people are waiting in Salon, a good number of party faithfuls, then don't converge for make sure say they get the body and give the prerequisites respect and dignity where the body need.
Talk to we this morning and tell we about the loss of una national chairman we na Alhaji Minkailu Mansare we una lost yesterday na a hospital in Dakar, Senegal. Well, that's not the minority leader in parliament, Honorable Abdou Kabo, we currently deal with the late chairman in family in Dakar. He said and they work together with the government of Sierra Leone through the support of the Sierra Leone embassy in Senegal for letting them bring the late man in body come na Sierra Leone, and the party they plan now for the burial ceremony. You still watch the breakfast show. They can continue the show and they can look at another issue. From that issue they will get for do with the death of the chairman of the All People's Congress. So they can go now Kuwait. So we see the Sierra Leone embassy yesterday be issue out a press release for clarify a particular information where they go viral at the social media. We say the Kuwait's government don't issue out a ban on Sierra Leone and them we can go na Kuwait for go do domestic work and other things. Them say they not for go again na the country. But this according to the embassy na Kuwait, then say this not so true. They still get a good working relationship with the Kuwait government and then things they are so still continue. Although then get some guidelines them way they say they be don't put. Well, on the phone we get the information attached when I see banners with police press release and sign. And good morning, Seal, and welcome to the Breakfast Show.
Good morning, Khadija. Good morning, Sina.
All right, I just did tell we audience this morning about the press release on Apple yesterday for debunk a particular piece where they go and the social media where say the government now quits don't ban Sierra Leoneans the way normally can go there for do domestic work and other work they not for go there. Let's start for look at the relationship between the two countries. Them how you can describe the relationship between Sierra Leone and that of the Kuwait government.
Yes, I think I believe it's a perfect relationship between the Republic of Sierra Leone and the state of Qatar. Since they established the embassy here in 2009, the relationship don't be further strengthened, but it goes back to the Gulf War, which in Sierra Leone they don't do for the state of Kuwait, namely they hold me in high esteem. During the Gulf War, Sierra Leone is sending contingents to the state of Qatar and to the state of Kuwait for help them as a relief package for help them. And at the same time, the Republic of Sierra Leone don't benefit immensely from the state of Qatar. Sorry, the state of Kuwait. One of the things they don't benefit, of course, the infrastructural development. The road project, I give you an example of road projects. The anti-bypass road, Sierra Leone don't benefit from, the funds come out from the state of Kuwait. And then the Lumley Toke road also. Then as well, the other projects, them like, the refurbishment of the 3 major government hospitals now. The Republic of Sierra Leone, as well that one they also Sierra Leone don't benefit. And apart from that, we don't sign a lot of agreements then. And we don't ratify a few of them. One of the agreements, the education agreement, we benefit Sierra Leoneans on a yearly basis, and the state of government of the state they provide for scholarships for the Republic of Sierra Leone. On the other hand, we don't support them in other areas, especially internationally. We also don't make international commitments to support them candidature in various international organizations. So the relationship, a watertight relationship, and the embassy is here. We don't put some things in place also for further strengthening this relationship between.
So Cyril, if we get this kind of relationship, with the Kuwait government, the information where they go around say they don't salon they among the 27 countries they were them banned for care domestic workers them under the revised labor laws them. What's that this information come out from?
I think a misconception against happy we this platform exists that will be able to clear that misconception in addition to waiting the press release or the issue. We get a notification, of course, me get a notification because I get that Google prompter with anything about Kuwait or the embassy when they report about them, it pop up easily. So I get notified of an article where they make rounds on social media reporting say they don't ban me. So actually it is not a ban. The clarification is we be done to get issue with this recruitment process way back in 2012, 2013, leading up to 2016. So this ban, this which itself caused too much problems for Sierra Leone. If maybe they follow social media, then they reports of human rights abuse. Somebody they will then taking money, they're not going for pay, they grab an abuse, and all that things. So now all of these things governments sit down and watch, and as the caring governments decide to intervene. And when government intervene, they put a temporal ban. That's not a moratorium. Government rights to the government of the state of Kuwait for put a moratorium on the issuance of domestic worker visa, which is visa 20 for Kadama in short, in brackets. So when they received that one day, on the 23rd of July, they said put them into effect. So the two governments don't get an agreement ever since. And since that same day, since 2017 to date, no recruitments not ever happened. So if they put them under the category of ban, it's not a ban. So now governments say because of XYZ reasons, things the way they happen, we're not good for the image. Then we just put a temporal stop on the issuance of visa 20 we not the domestic worker visa until we're able for finalize and then sign and ratify the agreement between the two countries. So now that one they happen. However, private sector visa, we now visa 18, is still they go on because we need the governments need skilled workers. In Sierra Leone, one of the countries they would identify as a tool for
now one of the country them where they identify for get workers them for go create, but you agree with me say over the years we don't there is so many issues of human trafficking, misuse of them domestic workers there. Most of them they go into prostitution and some of them can get killed along the way. How the embassy and that don't ensure say they encourage the government of Kuwait in as much as then they can take guards them especially from Sierra Leone, but then protect and respect the human rights them, we govern them as domestic workers when they go work in foreign countries.
Okay, I think let me clarify this. The issue of this is the state of Kuwait. Maybe you will get a lot of other areas in the region. Maybe the issue of prostitution don't come up, or other issues that relate to it itself. Most of the issues that when they come, the embassy they respond promptly to the issues then they, yeah. So I mean it's part of the what you said. So the issue they get normally we self challenge on the one hand. To a very large extent, we don't try for respond to most of the issues in the like if they call we get incompetent people and we will always respond to the issues in the if the case between the sponsors when the cafe and the domestic workers will they come, will they act as how they call wait if now make us say will they put the first step we'll take now for put a ban on the recruitment, and then the second step we'll do and for sit down together with the government and the government of Kuwait will sit down together for ensure that we get a memorandum of understanding. That memorandum of understanding and the guide now the process of recruitment and where the government also they do. So the two governments don't finalize the agreement, the memorandum of understanding, and then they wait for a date will be communicated through diplomatic channels for sign and when they sign them, it goes to parliament and then we ratify and then we can commence something within the framework of the law.
Although you say the embassy and that can respond promptly, but that draw your attention to most time IOM can get involved in repatriating some of the Sierra Leonean there we can get stranded now then country then they we can go work as domestic workers, but when they reach there now different life then they facing different situation they can find themselves. So past organizations like IOM come in for repatriate them serious.
Yeah, Khadija, it's IOM, the international organization. I think IOM was established for that purpose, that number one. And secondly, I want to assure you, say, the embassy, under the leadership of Her Excellency, the ambassador, they work closely with IOM. In fact, most of the repatriation would have happened, for the past 1-2 years. I think from 2024, the repatriation that will happen under IOM. In fact, now the Excellency, the ambassador, intervene and engage IOM to make them for repatriate some Sierra Leoneans, particularly the one they will for go back home. We don't work in the anyone to go back home, they will come to the embassy, we'll get a list of people, they will talk to IOM and IOM also intervene. So it's part of the responsibilities of the embassy for reach out to international organizations for help for repatriate. So, yeah.
In terms of the welfare of Sierra Leonean then they, how na they ensure say or na look after the Sierra Leonean then they na Kuwait?
Okay, very important question. I think one of the mandates, we get several mandates. One of the mandates for establish friendly relations with the host country, which is Kuwait, and then also for pursue economic development and diplomacy, we are establishing the open line. Then for seek the welfare of Sierra Leoneans here, it's critical. How would you do that one? Most of the time, we intervene in some issues we get for deal with employer and Sierra Leonean nationals. And apart from that, it's part of our annual work plan for engage recruits recruiting agencies here, they recruit Sierra Leoneans at the same time for engage employers, and we do them on a normal basis. And then the other things they do, like when we get an issue, say for example, the COVID, we also some Sierra Leoneans in the room with the war, we do food distribution exercise to them, and we're so appreciative of the gesture we do. And it don't become a yearly event. Okay, reach out to Sierra Leoneans, we get outreach, we reach out to them, distribute food and other things. Then through the union, we get a very formidable union team we carry out the seriously. So yes, the relationship, the seeking the welfare of Sierra Leonean is of utmost priority to the embassy, and we do one in that regard. Yes.
See, what's not the common complaint they get? But a lot of people out there and the challenge they get.
Yes, so sometimes it's immigration issues. Don't be in this country for long and by the country, just like how Sierra Leone also they implement this immigration policies. They might now say all Sierra Leoneans will be registered. If you're not registered, the registration gets a time limit. It can be 1 year, it can be 2 years, it can be 3 years, as the case may be. If you not registered, then that registration day in time elapsed, then you get immigration issues. So sometimes if the police get you, that's an immigration issue. Then sometimes we can get abscond from home. Like if the worker left us, they left the whole society work, then the sponsor no more society, then the sponsor can report to the police, say this person no more society work, so they can put abscond for home. But sometimes the embassy can intervene and talk to the sponsor, and the sponsor can go in. Then the issue of abuse don't be minimized for the past few years. In fact, we know a lot about Kuwait again, because the embassy they move swiftly and robustly to ensure that we move to address most of the issues in the way they can. So these are some of the issues and some of the steps and they will take to address some of the issues. If we're not able, then they can repatriate the national. Yeah.
The issue of abuse through an investigation or through a finance say they cause the problem we Salon people and they get a lot of abuse from that country there.
Well, abuse was then. Yeah, I think the culture here is different. Before 2017, 2018, when Sierra Leoneans they come here, we did not tell you about the culture, what the people they want, what the people they don't want. You understand? So if you make that mistake, then you get issues with them. The language barrier, then the cultural barrier altogether, and other things. On the other hand, yes, in a country, you must get other people in way, tend for go the other way. So it can raise issue. They can act in another way. We get everybody within the country with the act. Some people in the way, on some occasions they act the way they're not supposed to act. So that is it.
The issue of we salon people doing the behave crime rates. We are getting complaint here of violence, crime, or maybe fraud from salon people already. And getting complaint in there.
Like I said, it's the crimes then at this country don't minimal since Her Excellency assume office. The first step we do is to ensure that we get frequent town hall meetings. In fact, one of the things that we want to put in place now, we forget Sierra Leoneans living there for past to the embassy. So we get a record, a database of all the Sierra Leoneans that we there. So when they come now the country, what they do is we can do an orientation, sort of tell them about the culture, tell them about the ways of practice here, and also for secret dress if problem happen. So for the past 2 years, the things are minimal at this country. We don't get people that really commit too much crimes. But you would expect, say, yes, 1 or 2, 3 things. Most of the things are in traffic crimes, we of course get for pay fine for that one. But we don't get too much people who commit grave crime for now. Yes, we don't put them on the
What about statistics? Now the number of Sierra Leone and the whole day quit.
Yes, absolutely. This year, when this problem happened at the age of 1, forget the total number of Sierra Leoneans we don't register here, because we want to put them together for them we know, who that they affected, who that they not affected, that things, so that one will go back home and other things. So the rights to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs also added to the database. We get over 1,300 Sierra Leoneans here. Then we will do an open online registration, which 400 to 450 Sierra Leoneans also register. So that's in the current data we will get added to the embassy officials.
What's in the embassy also they do in the area of programs, education programs, health programs? What do they do for support the government now so for make salon people then we will do them programs when they end there?
Okay, education program already done there, the introduction. Education program, the government of the state of Kuwait and the Republic of Sierra Leone don't sign agreements. In that agreement, they don't give me an opportunity for get scholarship slots for Sierra Leoneans with regards to the in various fields of study. So we took the time for doing now on our own. To the government, we don't start the discussions with them, but I'm sure they provide more scholarship opportunities for next Sierra Leoneans in Canada for higher education and go back for getting country. And then it's part of the free quality and our responsibility that we can ensure that we augment the free quality education to the provision of scholarship opportunities for Sierra Leone. In addition to that, we also know say Kuwait gets a reputable presence in Kuwait. They get direct aid. I think the first one at the African Muslim Agency, with the responsibility for promote girl child education, not only girl child education, for big schools and other things. And over the years, direct aid don't transform. African Muslim Agency don't transform to direct aid. And direct aid, they build schools in Sierra Leone, in remote places, not only schools, they construct water well and other things. And Her Excellency also don't be part of our aid. Some villages in the way don't provide water well to the assistance of friendly people of Kuwait. Yes, then in the aspect of medical, yes, medical education is still for pursue because it's very, very key. One for Sierra Leoneans that can study medicine, quality medicine in go back because they get one of the best form of education in this place. So we are doing our bits. We do and we will continue for push until we able to achieve the set objectives for Sierra Leoneans and the government of the Republic of Sierra Leone.
All right, many thanks, Sil. We talked to we this morning for updates on some of the things they want to do for maintain the bilateral relationship between Sierra Leone and that of Kuwait, and also set the record straight on the piece where they go around say Sierra Leone they among 27 countries them where Kuwait don't ban not for care domestic workers them again now in country. Now be a pleasure for talk to you this morning at this edition of the Breakfast Show. That now say Banes in the information attaché for the Sierra Leone Embassy in Kuwait to be the updates we this morning on some of the activities they already do, and the denying allegation we say Sierra Leone they among 27 countries them we Kuwait don't ban. Well, many thanks to yourself for joining. We not forget for go now you App Store, especially for iOS users. Download the Liberty TV app where you get the app now just like a TV on the go. You get on your phone, just a one click, you will get the opportunity for get preview of all we content them where we upload now we platform them. This now one way for them to follow Liberty TV anytime you day, and you get access to internet. So if you're not iOS user, just go now your App Store, type Liberty TV and download the app. Well, for the Android users, it's on the way very soon. Una go get access for download the Liberty TV app, and if you follow we channel or you dena we WhatsApp, you get WhatsApp number when +232 74200 545. Kindly send we a WhatsApp message at that number there with your email address. We go send you a link where you go get access for get first the Android users only. You will get the link for download the Liberty TV app. Now you wait and for support Liberty TV, as this app go make them very easy and very friendly for you go get access to them through your mobile phone. Many thanks to all who joined me this morning. Musasa Okuma and content that they support the production team for bringing this edition of the Breakfast Show come to you. Mina Khadija Bangura they say continue for watch all we contents and throughout the day for you go get accurate information about different things that really happen at the country. Have a good day.
Now, Alex Lawrence Kumar, they wish you a blessed day.
This is Yvonne Akisoyer, Mayor of Freetown, and I come to tell the residents of Freetown, Freetonians, dirty must go. So waiting we do about that. We will not pass that new bylaw. We mean say everybody for register with the approved service provider. If you don't know you own, then you for dial 8244 or go to the FCC website for find out. For call them, let them come and register you. Payment will be done using an app, online payment, cash business not a day again. If you want a bin or a bag, you go able to get them from your service provider, where they all now don't customize and make them standard. But if you want to use what you get, then they said, all right. We want to let everybody member say, this na law. And because na law, FCC don't sign MOU with the Sierra Leone police. Now then serve the EPRI for enforce. No give you dirty, to then push for them with the ala clean salon. Freetonians, let everybody register with an FCC approved waste service provider. Let we work together for ensure say dirty must go.
You are watching Liberty Breakfast Show on Liberty Online TV.